Why do Americans love road trips? Welcome to English with Billy, where we dive into interesting stories and ideas about the world and the people who live in it. I'm your host, Billy, and today we are taking a drive through a topic that's close to the hearts of many Americans: road trips. You've probably seen it in movies or heard about it in conversations. People traveling long distances across the United States by car. Maybe it's a family on summer vacation or a group of friends looking for adventure. But why is the road trip so popular in the U.S.? And what does it say about American culture? In today's episode, we'll explore the history of road trips, the famous routes people travel, and why this tradition is still so loved. We'll also learn some new vocabulary to make your English even better. To understand why road trips are such a big deal in America, we have to look at the country itself. The United States is vast. That means it's very, very big. In fact, it's the third largest country in the world. There are big cities like New York and Los Angeles, but there are also huge areas of land with mountains, forests, deserts, and coasts. Traveling by car is often the best way to see these places. So, where did this love for the open road come from? It began in the early 20th century when cars became more affordable. Afford is a word that means you have enough money to pay for something. Companies like the Ford Motor Company made cars that middle-class families could buy, and soon, driving became a popular way to travel. Then, in the 1950s, something big happened. The government built the Interstate Highway System. This was a network of wide, smooth roads that connected different parts of the country. Suddenly, it was easier than ever to take long trips by car, and the American road trip was born. Now, let's talk about some famous road trip routes. One of the most iconic is Route 66. People call it the Main Street of America. It stretches from Chicago, Illinois, all the way to Santa Monica, California. Along Route 66, you'll find small towns, diners, and even places like the Grand Canyon. For many people, driving Route 66 feels like taking a step back in time. Another popular route is the Pacific Coast Highway in California. This road follows the coast, and the views of the ocean are breathtaking. Imagine driving with the windows down, feeling the sea breeze on your face, and seeing the waves crash against the rocks. It's a special experience. But road trips aren't just about the scenery. They're about the freedom to go where you want, stop when you want, and explore at your own pace. Americans value this sense of freedom. It's a big part of the culture here. What do people do on a road trip? Well, one common tradition is stopping at roadside attractions. These are unusual or fun places you find along the way, like a giant ball of yarn or a dinosaur statue in the middle of nowhere. It may sound silly, but these stops make the journey more interesting. Food is also a big part of the road trip experience. travelers often stop at local diners or fast food places that serve classic American meals like burgers, fries, and milkshakes. You get to taste different foods as you drive from state to state. And let's not forget about music. Every good road trip has a playlist, which is a list of songs you love. People sing along, talk about life, and enjoy the open road. Sometimes the conversations on the drive are more memorable than the destinations. Why do road trips matter so much to Americans? I think it's because they represent something bigger. A road trip is about discovery. It's about seeing new places, meeting new people, and experiencing the unexpected. It's a chance to take a break from everyday life and go on an adventure. The United States has always been a country where people move and explore. The road trip reflects this history. It's about the journey, not just the destination, and it's about making memories that last a lifetime. Even today, when people can fly to almost any city in the world, road trips are still popular. Why? Because they offer something that airplanes and trains cannot: a sense of adventure, freedom, and connection with the land. So, the next time you see a movie about a road trip or hear someone talk about their cross-country drive, you'll understand why it's so special to Americans. It's more than just getting from one place to another. It's about the people you're with, the places you discover, and the stories you create. Thank you for listening to English with Billy. If you enjoyed this journey with us today, make sure to tune in next time. We'll continue to explore the world, one story at a time. Until then, keep your curiosity alive.